You want to achieve more by doing less? I know that might sound like it's too good to be true, but today's video I'm going to share exactly why this can be a reality for you and how to make it happen. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I share 2 new videos with you guys each and every week all about the art of creating your best life ever. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss a thing, make sure you smash that subscribe button. So in today's video, I'm going to talk all about how you can actually start to achieve more by doing less. And by doing less, I mean less work, less stress, less worry, less planning, less chaos, less all of that stuff. And I know that maybe this concept sounds a little strange at first, but once we dive into these 3 pointers, I think you will start to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So I just wanted to relate a little story to you guys that personally for me, in terms of my business, when I am planning things way in advance, when I'm trying to control things, then that is kind of where I start to feel stuck and I start to stagnate a little bit. And I think that this is a common thing, and I think it can be applied to pretty much anyone, whether you have your own business or not. So for me, one of my big keys is always when I'm starting to feel stressed and when I'm trying to control things, that is not when I find success in my business. I find success in my business when I can sit back a little bit and let things happen. Jump on new ideas, let things flow to me, and just come up with random offers for you guys. That's when I find real success, and that's when things really just start to work out. And I can't plan all that stuff in advance. I have to kind of sit back and wait and trust that there will be a ping, and then I have to decide to take action. So I think that this example can go a long way for any of you guys, whatever you happen to be working on. The more that you stress and plan about things, the less room there is for magic. This goes exactly into today's topic, which is all about achieving more by doing less. And I have 3 pointers specifically that I want to talk about today that will help you to do exactly that. So tip number 1 is to let go of the need to hustle. So I know that Instagram is full these days of what they call hustle porn, and people are just talking all the time about how wonderful it is to work every day, like until you're stressed, like work at all hours of the day to get whatever it is that you want to do done. And of course, taking action is important. We all have to take action, even in manifesting, to get what we want. But the idea that you have to work really hard in itself is a limiting belief. So if you have this expectation of yourself that you have to work hard, that you have to, date a lot of people, that you have to run a lot, or you have to do something in order to get the goal that you want, then that is exactly what's going to happen for you. So what would happen if you let go of that idea that you have to hustle? What would happen if you let it be easy? Because the results really don't necessarily depend on whether you struggled or not. So if this is hitting a nerve for you, I just want you to take a step back and ask yourself, what would it be like if I didn't have to hustle? Okay, tip number 2 for you guys is to let go of the need to earn or achieve. And that might sound a little funny at first because isn't that what you're doing? But what I'm talking about here is this need to prove ourselves because we're coming from a place of lack. So sometimes we set a goal for ourselves, and really what we're trying to do is to uplift our sense of self by achieving something because we don't already feel good about ourselves. So there's a real trick to goal setting because of course we have to grow, we have to expand, we have to constantly set new goals for ourselves, but we need to do that from a loving and kind place. We can't come from a place of punishment and a place of feeling crap about ourselves so that we have to take action and earn someone else's approval. If you come from that place of needing to earn or achieve in order to make yourself feel better, you are going to always have that need. That need is going to still be there at all times. So then you're going to get kind of stuck in the zone of always having to earn because you will never feel like you got permission to feel good about yourself if you are waiting for something outside of you to make you feel good. So if you feel like you are hooking your identity on up-leveling yourself in one way, it is time to come back and really ask yourself, what would things be like if you could just get the goal and achieve the next level? So tip number 2 is all about being honest with yourself and admitting if you are coming from a place of lack. So sometimes the need to earn and achieve comes from actually a very low vibration place, and perhaps you have a goal in mind that is hinging on something deep inside of you that doesn't feel good. So this is going to trap you into working longer and harder than you have to, because of course the real issue isn't achieving the goal. The real issue that we're trying to fix here is making you feel better. So if you won't let yourself have the goal until you feel better about yourself, but you're not feeling better about yourself because you're not addressing not feeling better about yourself, then you're kind of stuck in this infinite loop of trying to earn, trying to achieve, never quite getting there, and feeling crap about yourself the entire time. So I always talk in my programs about lovingly setting goals for ourselves, because of course growing is important, setting goals is important, doing all of that stuff is super important. We are meant to expand and change and grow throughout a lifetime. However, you need to also love yourself fully and completely where you are, and you need to accept that maybe these goals will never happen. Because if you can accept that, then it just becomes a fun game. Like you're going out to achieve them just for fun. You don't have to do it because you don't like yourself and you are trying to prove something to yourself or to the world at large. So getting stuck in this need to achieve or earn something because you don't feel good about yourself is going to make you work way harder and way longer than is necessary. So if you are coming from this place, I really ask you to take a step back and maybe even drop the goals for now and start working on your true self-esteem, because once you can fall in love with yourself fully and completely, exactly the way you are, that is going to give you actual power in actually moving forward and creating new goals for yourself. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's 100% the truth. So if this is ringing a bell in your life, then it is time to really dive in to the self-love pool. So tip number 3, and my final tip for you guys, if you want to learn how to achieve more by doing less, is being open to getting your results right now. So we already talked about the need to hustle, we talked about the need to earn, but some of us create these storylines in our mind that we can't have the thing that we want right now. We have to wait 6 months or a year or 2 years in order to get that goal. So for example, say you are starting out with a independent business, you're a solopreneur and you have this big goal in your mind that you want to make $100,000 a year for yourself. But maybe in your mind, you are thinking that's not going to happen for another 3 or 4 years at least, right? You are trying to be reasonable. You're trying to set reasonable targets, and everything that you read about tells you that this can't be achievable right away. Well, I'm sure that you can go out there right now, today, on the internet and find yourself some examples of some entrepreneurs who made $100,000 within the first 6 months of business. And I'm just using this as an example. I'm not telling you guys you need to make $100,000 in your first 6 months of business or you're a failure. That is not the message at all. But what I'm trying to say is that sometimes these stories that we tell ourselves, like it's going to take a long time to become successful or earn a lot of money, are just stories. And I just want you to ask yourself, what would happen if you allowed the goal to come in tomorrow? What would happen if your schedule filled up overnight? What would happen if your bank account was overflowing tomorrow? Like, what would happen? Like, would you be resisting that? Would you be thinking this happened too fast? Would you be thinking you had to work harder? Would you be thinking I still need someone's permission? All of those are clues that you have built up a story around achieving that isn't necessarily true. So that's my final tip for you guys today, is to challenge yourself to think about what would happen if your goal just magically showed up. Like, poof, it's here. It's already done. It's already happened. And what stories would you have to let go in order for that to happen? So this is what would be called a quantum leap. If you jumped from where you are now to your massive goal in the future in a really short period of time, that's called a quantum leap. And it can really happen for you. It happens for lots of people. But again, it involves you dropping your attachments to what you think things should be, right? You have to drop your attachments to thinking that your success is going to take a long time, that it's going to require tons of hours, that it's going to require whatever it is in your mind that you put around it. You need to drop all of those stories. And actually, it's such a liberating exercise when you do this, you guys, because those stories are so limiting and we don't even realize that we're doing it. So that is my ultimate challenge. If you can only take one of these tips on today, it is the last one. So what would you have to stop believing in? What would you have to let go of in order to believe that your goal could arrive tomorrow? And really think on that, because there's some really interesting stuff in there, I guarantee it. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Jen. If you want to learn more about me, please come on over to the site at www.thealignedlife.co. If you like this video, if you enjoyed these tips, please do me a favor and give it a like. And I will be back here soon in another video, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for spending part of your busy week with me. And I will be back here soon. So until the next one, I'm wishing you the most amazing week ever. And just remember, get ready for the miracle. Namaste.